Many times, art reflects life. For example, in Black culture, just as in movies like Soul Food and Big Mama's House, the matriarch's home has been a family gathering place. But when a loved one, like Big Mama, passes without a will, the home that brought us together can come to mean strife and loss of property. Our next guest wants to change that. Here to help families use estate planning to build a real-life happy ending when the helm of the household passes is Dominique Calhoun of the National Bar Association. Hello, Dominique.
Hi, Desiree. How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, this is a really important topic to talk about. I think a lot of families deal with this, and when these situations come about, it can create some tension and just a lot of uncertainty. So having a conversation about inheritance, like when it comes to what to do with Big Mama's house, can be tough. But why is financial transparency a key part of changing the way we think of this issue?
Well, I'll tell you, about 2 weeks ago, I wrote an op-ed that really went out and talked about my own personal struggle. My grandmother, my big mama, was the oldest of 14. She had 7 children. And when she passed away in 2018, she died intestate, meaning that she died without a will. Now, luckily for us and our family, my aunts and uncles, my mother, they all get along. However, we've seen too often in our communities that we don't have these conversations about what to do with these real assets and property. And as a result, that's where you get inter struggles and disagreements among
Mm.
the children or the new owners of that property. You see government seizures because taxes are failed to be paid.
Mhm.
You see others don't agree about what to do with the property. So ultimately, what we want to do is make sure that we have those conversations to make sure that we're leaving that property in good hands.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, Dominique, families are often uneasy speaking about matters related to death or someone passing away. But why is leaving clear instructions about your passing important?
Well, I'll tell you, and you're bringing up a good point. My grandmother always used to say, "Don't talk about death because it begets death." But
Mhm.
I don't believe that. As an attorney, we have to make sure that we put together the necessary precautions to make sure that we're taking care of that valuable possession. You work so hard for most people, especially within the Black community, that your house is the main thing that you have to leave behind. So why not protect that? Why not give clear instructions to your loved ones to make sure that they don't have to go through all of the struggles of figuring out what you wanted to do with that property? Why not tell them exactly what you wanted to do? And that's the whole goal of this. We're doing a 100 city tour across this nation tomorrow, generally between the hours of 10 a.m. in the morning and 3 p.m. in the afternoon, where we're educating communities of color
Mhm.
about this critical issue and to make sure that we can build upon that Black generational wealth,
Yeah.
not only create it, but also retain it.
Yeah, and I mean, you were talking about your experience with your Big Mama and how you and your family were able to work something out. Everyone was kind of in agreement and it worked out positively. But let's talk about why it's so important to have a will, because sometimes that's not always the case for families when someone does pass.
Well, and you're hitting it right on the head. Sometimes you have these disagreements about not only what to do with that real property, but you just have people that don't agree with each other. In some families, you have brothers and sisters who haven't talked in years, and in others, you have this strife and disagreement about what has occurred over the years of taking care of Big Mama. We've seen all of these issues as attorneys, and NARAB, who we partnered with in this endeavor, have seen it immensely when they began to try to sell real property. You may have a cloud of title. You may have these new owners because a person died intestate. Now they definitely don't agree because they don't want to see someone else's success. These are all just real life issues. And in order for us to avoid those problems, and this is how, honestly, you get the degradation of the Black community, is because someone sees that. And then those houses come up for sale. You begin to sell off that property. Now people come in, they make investment homes out of it because they're not living there. The taxes drive up, and you see our communities that you may have grown up in change ultimately, and it's because people get priced out of those areas. Ultimately, if we're going to keep our Black communities together,
Yeah.
and if we're going to take care of our property and our success, then we have to have these clear instructions about what to do with your assets upon your death.
Yeah, we have to have those conversations and we have to have that clear communication. Dominique, thank you so much for joining us and talking to us about this, as well as telling us about your event taking part tomorrow. To our viewers, you can find out more by going to nareblackwealthtour.com.